Welcome, everybody, to Universal Truth of Mankind. This is Kabbalah 201. I'm your host, Dave. This is where we learn about practical Kabbalah we can practice, Kabbalah we can put into action to help transform our lives for the better, and obviously, not only to enlighten ourselves, but enlighten those around us. All right, so real simple concept that many don't talk about. And unfortunately, there's at least one religion that uses this to sell their product. So let me explain. We all know what sin is, or at least we think we know what sin is. Actually, when we look at scripture, the Bible, Tanakh, commonly called the Old Testament in error, nothing's there been superseded. That the that sin goes actually the idea concept what we call sin is really four different things. We have sin, we have iniquities, and we have wickedness. Sorry, three. But they're all usually wrapped up into the word sin. So we have to break this down a little bit. So let me just keep it real simple. Sin means error. It means to err is human. Okay. The other two, iniquities and evil, we're not going to talk about. We're just going to push that aside now. But now you understand sin simply means an error. In other words, let's say you design, I talked about this, about intentions before in a previous video under the playlist Kabbalah 201, where I talk about intentions. If your intentions are correct and you were trying to do the right thing, then sin is the word you want to use. If your intentions were not correct, then iniquities, evil are they go under the other two. So we're talking about sin as an error, sin by accident. In other words, you had all the best intentions, but something went wrong. Hey, Murphy's Law. I don't know about you, but that's my life. So sin offerings were nothing more than an opportunity for, well, basically two different things. For the Creator to confirm that it was a sin. The intentions were right, but the actions just didn't come out correctly. So now that's the way of God saying, "No, I'm with you, you're with me." It is also a way of saying to the person who was impacted by your sin to see, oh, okay, it was true. You did try to do the same thing. Okay, now we can laugh about it. And now let's eat together. And they would eat the offering after it was cooked and everything. They would eat the stuff together. So there was a wonderment created between you and the Creator and you and your neighbor. Of course, you and your neighbor was the first thing, and then between you and the Creator, secondly. Because if you don't love your neighbor as yourself, then can you really love God since your neighbor is a partial manifestation of the Creator? There is the Creator in him. You could say a piece of him in him. So if you don't love the peace that's in your neighbor, you won't love the peace in the Creator. So to sin is error. Now, you may be saying, okay, that's fine, but the person still committed a sin. Should I trust him again? Well, the answer is yes, because you have to understand something. Sins happen for a reason. You have to ask yourself, is there a reason for that sin occurring, even though the intent was in place? Well, yes, because it's there to be a lesson learned. Because you were doing it for the right reasons and it came out wrong, you can learn how to improve or how to correct that situation. The Creator may have permitted you to error so that more can be learned from it. So what happens is the sin turns into a merit between you and the Creator, between you and others. So saying sorry for the sin is not enough. You had to say, I'm sorry, and this is what I think went wrong, and I'm going to work harder at making sure that doesn't go wrong. You see what's happening? The sin is turning into a merit. The sin is turning into a lesson. The sin is there so that you can learn more and become aware of more to raise your consciousness, to raise the level of your understanding and raise the level of your wisdom so you gain merit. You see how sin works? Now, if you did sin on purpose, you've learned nothing. There's no merit in it. Sort of like nothing ventured, nothing gained type concept. If you don't error, sin with the right intentions, wrong implementation, you're never going to learn how to do it right. So don't kill yourselves over sinning or or failing at what you felt was the right thing or that you know is the right thing to do. Maybe your intentions had to be slightly tweaked. It was there, but maybe, sort of like when you ask a question from somebody, sometimes you got to ask it a couple of times in different ways till you finally get the right answer. Not necessarily the answer you want, but the right answer. So there's this back and forth type situation. So turn your errors into a merit, into a learning lesson, not only for you, but the one you impacted as well, because maybe they have to learn something as well. I hope that helps you and improves your day. Take care, everybody. Shalom, shalom.